Welcome back to a new freaking series because I clearly can't stick with anything that I post and I keep on forgetting about things that I've posted in the past. So, welcome to a new series. This series is called Into the Void because I, for one, love sitting in my car because I get to do this. I freaking love it. I love it. I love being, but this is a series where I literally sit in my car and I talk about stuff because it's the best type of thing to talk about is stuff. The topic of today is the D word, dating. So I don't know who you are. I don't know what your dating life is like. Maybe you're married, or maybe you have children, or maybe you are single, or maybe you like men, maybe you like women, maybe you like whatever. I'm not here to judge, okay? But all I know is okay. I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, I need to lock in. Okay. All I know is that the dating pool right now kind of sucks butt a lot. Actually, very much so. All the time, every day. It sucks, okay? And I'm unfortunately in the pool. Am I swimming? No. I'm honestly at the bottom. I'm at the bottom of the pool. I'm sinking to the bottom. I'm there. But dating is just not that great. At least for me. I don't know what it's like for you. Maybe it's really great for you. But it really sucks for me. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me. But don't answer that question. Don't answer that question. Maybe it is me. But don't answer that. I am interested in men, okay? Unfortunately. Unfortunately, I'm interested in men. Unfortunately. Yep. Unfortunately. And that makes dating a little bit harder because one thing I've learned okay, listen. I don't mean to be harsh. I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be anything. If you are a man watching this, I'm so sorry for what I'm about to say. And maybe you're not like that, or maybe you are. I don't know. I struggle with dating because I'm a person who is classified as a hopeless romantic, and I hate that term. I hate it. But that's just kind of like who I am and like what I believe in, because I am the type of person to like romantic things and be romantic and to like love with my whole heart and my whole chest, and it's really hard to find a man who does the same thing, who does all of those things, who checks all of those boxes. And it's very challenging because in today's dating standards of a world full of like hookup culture, situationships, and like all this other junk, and like all of these stupid theories about love, like the 3-month theory, the August theory, the basic situationship theory, like all of these stupid things, they make no sense. My camera obviously died because what else is it going to do? It's going to die. But I think the last thing I was talking about was being a hopeless romantic in kind of a world of like hookup culture and all this cool, fun jazz that people consider love nowadays. People can pretend to be who they want to show as themselves, and that's fine, okay? But it gets to a point where it gets frustrating when I meet somebody and I go out on a date with them and they're like telling me things that like they also think is like love and whatever, and I'm like, oh my god, me too, but then it gets to a point where they end up lying about who they are and what they think is like, and then it just becomes a thing. It just becomes this whole thing where they're lying about who they are and what they like. It just gets so frustrating because I actually don't understand. I don't understand. If you're a man, I don't understand you. I'm so sorry. Maybe, I'm going to be so honest. If you are a man watching this video, there's no hate, okay? I don't hate you. I hate what the people of your species are doing. I don't appreciate it. It is frustrating, and it feels like there's nobody else on this planet that has a similar mindset to what I think love is. Explain this. So, I saw this psychologist. She was talking about love and like stuff like that, and she was talking about relationships. And it was like this podcast where they're talking about like basically people's capacities for love, okay? And sometimes you'll meet somebody who has this small shot glass of love. And this is their capacity of how much they want to love and be loved, okay? That's fine. That's them. Whatever. But then you come along and let's say you have this, okay? And then they have this little tiny little thing of what they think love is. And then you go and pour your love into their cup because it's empty. And then they're all full and happy. And then they pour their love into yours. But it's not full. It's not full. You don't feel full. You don't feel happy. You don't feel loved. But they feel loved. They feel happy. They feel whatever, fine with everything. And that's like literally how every single part of like my past relationships have failed, because your capacity for love can grow, yes, and you as a person can grow, yes, but the fact that the other person isn't willing to change their capacity of love, maybe they want to upgrade to a normal sized cup instead of just tiny shot glass, right? But that's just my thing. I feel like I'm like this big daddy of cup of juice of liquid. And okay, and then like this little dinky man comes along and he's like, "Ooh, I love you," blah blah blah. But it's not enough. It's not enough. And when will it ever be? But I don't mean this in like a bad way or anything. I'm just saying that people's capacities of love is different, and that's fine. And it's something that I feel like I've learned as I've gotten older, is that some people just aren't on the same wavelength as you are, and that's fine. Other thing that's literally the freaking kicker in the freaking balls, man, is this, okay? I have been told by so many older people, and so many, just like my therapist has told me this, my parents have told me this, people that I work with have told me this, and it is this stupid quote. Well, first of all, there's two of them. One of them is that there's other fish in the sea. There's many fish in the sea. What if I don't like fish? What if I like sushi? What if I like, what if I'm tired of fishing? What if I don't want to go fishing anymore? It's just like, that's also another friggin' thing. And then the second thing is, I've been told this by so many people. This one is what literally freaking is, don't even get me started. It's the saying of, sometimes you have to kiss a lot of frogs. And I'm like, what if I'm tired of kissing frogs? What if I'm tired of being all warded up from kissing frogs, okay? What do I have to do to find like a prince? What do I have to do to find a person that is not a frog, or a person or a frog in a prince mask, or who do I call? Can I like call somebody up and be like, "Hey, I'm looking for this man, and I want him to be smart, funny, socially and emotionally intelligent, not racist." I'm going to get into that story later. And kind to everybody, likes animals, into philosophy, loves reading books, is really handsome, has brown eyes, facial hair, is super funny, super chill, and understands my joke or with me and witty banter with me. The phone is literally, it's a dial tone. Okay? It's a dial tone. Nobody's answering the phone call. No, oh, my accent is just sitting here. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, hey, like, twirling my hair, like, hey, I'm looking for this. And nobody's answering. Who do I talk to? Because there's nobody out there who's going to answer the call. you know? It just gets so frustrating because I hate dating apps. I really do. And I have tried and been brave and gotten back on there again, whatever. But I just feel like the dating pool sucks so bad right now. And if you're in the dating pool, and you might know what I'm talking about, okay? You might understand. But it just sucks so bad. Like I don't know. I'm also like from the Midwest, so maybe that has something to do with it. I just don't know. I don't know what I need to do. Maybe I need to sell my soul to the Illuminati or something. But anyways, I just get so frustrated with it, and I get so burnt out with it to the point where I just give up and I delete them for months, for years, and I just don't care anymore. To meet somebody organically, like out in the wild, is like nearly impossible nowadays because everybody is so individualized that they don't seem to look up from their phones or, oh my god, my fucking accent, or do anything else around and about. And it's annoying because I feel like sometimes I'm also like that. Sometimes I just want to go to the grocery store and go shopping. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want people to perceptualize me or to view me as a human being. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't want that. And I understand that. And it's just really frustrating because you just don't know, like, when is a good time to go up to somebody if you like them and be like, hey, like, you're very cute or whatever. And you talk to them. But then, like, obviously, like, you need to be like, oh, like, what if they're taken? And then you get in your head and then you just don't do it. Me meeting somebody organically is like getting further and further away from just where I need to be, you know? And it's so frustrating because I don't know where to start with it. And I don't know. I just get very tired of dating and I get burnt out with it. And sometimes I don't care, but then sometimes I find myself caring on a Saturday night where I'm all by myself and I'm like, oh, like I wouldn't mind like having somebody to hang out with, or I wouldn't mind, you know, this would be nice to do with someone. And I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that I like feel that way. I feel like it's something that a lot of my friends who are in relationships don't understand. They don't understand the dating world nowadays. And I've stopped asking for dating advice because the advice that I get from them is like not beneficial to me in any way. They don't understand the situation. It's hard for me because I appreciate the advice, but also like you're not giving me great advice because you don't really understand. It's really frustrating, and I just feel like I'm just here. I'm just here. I'm here. Like, where else can I be, you know? It is so hard to, I don't know, just exist, to be honest. It is so hard being a human being with human being emotions. I'm going to talk about something real quick, okay? I'm going to talk about situationships because I really freaking hate them, okay? So, at the start of the summer, let me just say I was talking to this man, okay? Everything was going so well and great. Like, we were literally, like, vibing together. Honestly, like, it was fine. It was perfectly fine. And the first date I remember we went on, I was sitting there and I was like, man, he's kind of boring. You know, I was like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm adding, like, more to the conversation than he is, you know? But then you also have to be like, well, maybe he's nervous or whatever. It's a first date. And I need to stop making excuses for people, but that is a long freaking story short. And then the second date, it was super fun. Like, we were, like, talking, going back and forth, whatever. And it was fine. And then just, like, we continue to, like, see each other, hang out with each other, yada, 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 right? It gets to a point where, like, it's getting pretty freaking serious, okay? Like, he once, like, we watched a sunset together. It was literally, I literally want to die, okay? I really want to die. We literally watched a sunset together. We were, like, literally, like, the two people sitting in the chairs and watching the sunset. That meme, that was literally us. And we were just hanging and vibing out. And it was, like, springtime and, like, the early start of the summer. And I was like, oh, my God, like, I can totally, like, I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to have so much fun with this summer with this man. Like, we're going to go camping. We're going to go do this. We're going to do, like, all these things and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, boom, ghosted. Oh! Emily, what happened next? Oh my god, what happened next? I stopped talking to him. I stopped talking to him because I was just like, I don't understand. I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry, but I can't do this. I'm out. You know, you can't even give me the decency of replying, so I'm out. Sorry. Stop talking to him because what do you mean? Like, you're doing all this and we're hanging out and it's getting pretty freaking deacon serious, and then you're just like, boom, I'm out of here. You know, whatever. But then it's just also an honesty thing too, because he could have said, hey, like, I'm not interested in this and I can't do this right now. I have too much on my plate. Goodbye. You know, but no, he couldn't, because he just wanted to keep me around to hang out and distract him from whatever's going on in his little emotional world, because men are so emotional, right? Another thing that's actually happened literally last weekend. And last weekend was literally 3 days ago, because it is Tuesday. It has been a long friggin' week, okay? But went on a date with a man, okay? And it was okay. At the start, whatever. But yeah, he seemed like a pretty normal man. Okay, I will give him that. He seemed like a pretty normal man. And as one does, okay, they seem like a pretty normal person until they're not. So we went to go eat dinner. Fun, loved it. I don't know like what was wrong with it. I don't know where to start. Okay, so we're talking about stuff as one does on a date, okay? And I'm the type of person that like just talk about everything, and I like talking to people about things right off the bat, okay? Because I don't want you to waste my time, okay? Because my time is so precious, because I'm sitting here in the car with my time talking to a camera and I'm all by myself. I was talking about my neighbors, because I recently moved, okay? And okay, so backstory. I'm actually not going to give you any backstory. No, I'm going to give you some backstory. My neighbors are people who tend to kind of leave for a long time and then leave their packages out, and then I think they're dead in their apartment, which is my anxiety, you know? But I obviously like don't go into it or whatever, and then they eventually do come back and get their packages, but they're gone for like weeks. And it's kind of scary for me, because I'm like seeing all these packages pile up, and I'm like, if they're gone, why do they keep on ordering stuff? You know what I mean? Whatever, that's them. So I'm sitting here and I'm like trying to explain to him. I'm like, hey, like some like we were talking about our neighbors or something. He was talking about like his crackhead neighbors or something, and I'm talking about mine. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, no. I was like, sometimes my neighbors, they're kind of crazy. They've got like stuff going on, and then he goes, really? And then he's like intrigued. He's like, what? And then he starts guessing what's wrong with them. Usually one would be like, oh, like maybe they make fires in the middle of the night and worship Satan, or maybe they take their trash out on all the wrong days. I don't know. Pretty normal guesses, right? Okay. Or like maybe they, I don't know, have a dog that barks too much. He starts guessing what's wrong with them. And one of his first guesses was race. He started guessing their race. He goes along this long list of people, even like, he was like, are they Indians? Or are they like, what are they, Bosnians? Like, what's wrong with them? And I'm like, what the? I'm like, that's not anything wrong with them. Like, what the heck are you talking about, bruh? What are you talking about? And I'm sitting there, and I have like my eyebrow raised. I'm sitting here like, I'm looking at this man across the table, and I look much better than I do now, which is unfortunate. Because I put effort into that just to find out this man is literally racist. And then I asked him, I was like, because I called him out for it. I was like, because I love calling people out for things. Okay. Why are we guessing races? And he pauses. He's like, oh, I don't know. I just kind of thought, you know? And I'm like, do you, like, what is, like, what's like, and then he starts changing the subject, and I'm sitting here like, what the bruh? And then he also made a joke too, because I'm literally, okay, I live in the Midwest, and I am fortunately not a Republican. Okay, hand on the Bible, I'm not a Republican. Okay, I'm not a Republican. And unfortunately, everybody around me is a Republican. And I'm not one, okay? Okay. And this man is also a Republican. I found that out on the date, unfortunately. I found out this man was racist and a Republican. And I already clocked out this date. Okay, I'm sitting here and I'm ready to go home. To the fact that I went to a restaurant and I didn't even order my favorite food because I knew it would take a long time to come out. So I literally just ordered a freaking appetizer, and I'm like, I'm so ready to go home, bro. I'm so ready to go home. I was too stunned to speak.
The woman was too stunned
because
to speak.
why are we guessing? First of all, why are we guessing races when I'm talking about my neighbors? And he's like, oh, what's wrong with them? And then he starts guessing races. Literally, this is how the conversation went, okay? I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, I know, it's kind of crazy that your neighbors do that. My neighbors around here are kind of crazy too, like, they kind of just, like, do things, and, yeah, and then he goes, okay, he didn't have any facial hair, and he goes, yeah, he's like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. He's like, oh, really? Really, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? Are they black? Are they Indians? Are they Bosnians, or what are they? Are they like somebody from another country? Like what are they doing? Is that not crazy to list off races for something that is friendly weird behavior? Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like, that's low-key kind of racist behavior. That's honestly just, I think that's just being racist. I'm not making anything for that. But yeah, I went on a date with a racist man, okay? And he didn't show anything that he was racist or he was a Republican or whatever. Okay, I don't care what you believe in, who you vote for, whatever, okay? But you know. I
Around me your familiar face.
I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I got here. I don't know. I don't know what stage of hell this is in, or I don't know what stage of hell I am in, but I am in hell, okay? And I don't know how to get out. I don't know how to get out. But I would just like to say that I really do kind of get the saying of kissing too many frogs before you kiss a frog. That's not a frog. I'm so sorry, but that's not the saying. But part of me wants to assume that maybe all of these frogs, I feel like I'm like a witch or a wizard putting a cast on a frog. But I would like to think that me kissing all of these frogs will lead me to somebody who is not a frog. And I'm down for that, okay? I am down for that.
Yeah, boy.
Boy. But I am down for that, okay? I'm down to eventually kiss somebody that is not a frog, okay? I am down for that. I'm down for anything. Sign me up. Sign me up, okay? I will put my email down gladly, even if they spam me, okay? I'm down for that. But in the back of my head, I think that I'm like, okay, maybe all of these bad men, and I'm so sorry, that sounds bad, but some of them are bad, some of them are whatever. Maybe all of these people are going to lead me to somebody that is not a frog. And I am ready for that, okay? I love that. I love that thinking. I love that vibe. But it is frustrating because, because I literally, ultimately, right now, I'm all by myself. I'm actually not all by myself. I'm loving life, but it's unfortunate. A lot of people get so distracted on what they think love is and what what society calls love, especially like in our generation. It is hard to find somebody that is also like, when I'm dating somebody, like I want to assume that we're going to be forever, like, you know, loving each other. I understand like people change or whatever, but then you have an opportunity to grow with the person instead of growing apart. But that is just me, and that is just my thinking. If you don't agree with that, that is fine. That is fine. That is fine. I just would like to say one last thing. Well, actually, I don't have one last thing. I have many things to say. I form more thoughts. I need to form thoughts. Just one, please. Just one thought. I don't ask for much. I've had an aunt. My grandma's sister. Love her, okay? Love her. She was a queen who was so, just so fiercely independent, fiercely confident, fiercely cool, fiercely the cool rich aunt. You know what I'm talking about? And she was just so I loved her, okay? She was never rocking with a man. I've never seen her with a man, okay? My mom kind of told me that she kind of was like dating, you know, and stuff like that. And then like somebody, like, I don't know if he died or what happened or what, okay? I don't know what happened, but it just didn't work out. It just didn't turn out, and that's fine, okay? She was so independent. She was single for years. Years. And I know people that can't even be single for a day, okay? And I was just like, as like a freaking 6-year-old, I was like, that is so freaking insane. And then it's so drastically different from my grandparents, who have been married for 80 years, 60, 70, you know, all of those years. And I'm just like, holy buckets. Like, she's so cool. And I see myself in her every single day. I see myself in her every single day. I am literally her. She is me. We are literally one. We are connected. And every single day that I am alone, I am more okay with being alone. And is it hard? Absolutely. Sometimes at the end of the day, all you have is you. And all you will ever have is you. All that you will take with you is you. When you die, all you've got is you. All you've got is you. You have nothing else but yourself. And I think that that is something so romantic. So be romantic with yourself. Ooh, that's kind of crazy for me to say out loud. But be more romantic with yourself. Take time to do things that you want to do. Be who you want to be. Be who you are. Literally do things that you want to do. And if it makes people like be like, ooh, that's weird, so be it. Be you. Okay, I'm gonna end this video here, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will have another video coming up soon. Bye.